Hello, everybody. My name is Dave Simpson. We're here with part two, Fire Station Hardening. And today we have Kirsten Legacki, who's come in to talk to us a little bit about wrapping up what we've been working on from part one and getting the program started. And she actually came in and helped put a lot of this program together to what you guys are seeing today. So, hello, Kirsten.
Hi. So a little bit about myself and how I got here. I'm a BAT 10 firefighter, or was. I got into an accident at Rescue 36, responding to a fire, and which ultimately put me on light duty. And I was sitting in the computer lab, just doing my target solutions when you snagged me in, when the whole telestaff crash was going down, and you kind of saw how I was a little computer savvy with the Excel and Microsoft, and you, guess, ended up keeping me.
Very giant spreadsheets.
Yes, through the whole department. But ended up working with you on this fire station hardening and the policy of FRA 207 and the ID badges.
So we created an entire system for fire station hardening, and with your help with the spreadsheets and your abilities to be able to put together policies, procedures, ID badges for all the department, access control, everything that we've developed together over the last 2 years really is a result of you being on light duty.
Yes.
And coming up here and doing. So tell us a little bit about the policy and the development of the policy of FRA 207, which is the security, facility security.
Yeah. So I kind of, being newly on per se, with, only 2 years not knowing how policy works. It took about a year and a half to write, a lot of corrections and not realizing how many policies actually go into a policy and how much it actually takes to write a policy and get it finalized and reviewed, and going through that whole list was a long process.
And
both of us.
We had a lot of help too. So,
yes.
Shout out to Leilani.
And
thank you so much.
Chief McGlenn.
Chief McGlenn.
For his amazing grammar.
So we did have a lot of help with writing a policy. Neither one of us have ever written policy before. So going into that was definitely a learning curve for the both of us coming from the field. And additionally, on top of writing the policy, we also had to do ID badges for it.
Yes, that was another process in itself that took roughly a year and a half, 2 years, creating ID badges for the entire department, and having to separate them by battalions and shifts, and matching pictures with names and the correct spelling of names, and actually creating almost 1,500 ID badges and reorganizing them about 2 or 3 times.
Because of promotions and bid cycles.
Bid cycles, promotions, and everything in between. People, rehires, new hires, people leaving, light duty. So it was a long process to actually get everyone's ID badges out and ready.
On top of that, you also created target solutions.
We created the target solutions to actually, make a test for the policy, and then in order to get a new ID badge, if it's lost, stolen, you need a replacement. We made a whole process and presentation on that. So it was a long process.
So, and kudos to everybody on the target solutions. We got 96%.
Yes. Couldn't have done it without you guys and your hard work. Knowing that it could get a little tedious with the target solutions.
Yeah, understanding the target solutions and how much goes into creating a target solution and getting out to the field versus being in the field receiving targets. When you're 5 in the hole with reports, it can be kind of tedious for getting those target solutions completed. So we want to thank you for that, for sure. And the ID badge distribution process. Let's talk about that a little bit, because everybody in the county currently has an ID badge issued to them because of Kirsten McGack.
Yes. That process was, relatively simple when the rollout actually started. It was the corrections that were a little more challenging in a sense. We actually made this great system with the QR code for 3 months where if somebody scanned the QR code and had an issue, it came to me immediately. And I think I made 200 phone calls in order to get those corrections done and actually communicate with the employees on what they needed and, their expectations on when they can receive it and,
There's a lot of back end work that people don't see that actually happens on this end.
yes, and couldn't have done it without the help of, ESS helping because we sent that information to them and they printed the ID badge. We had to grab it back and ship them out. It was a long process and we got it done relatively quick within 3 months. I think we had maybe over 200 corrections.
Yeah, it was definitely over 200 corrections.
Yeah. So
with all of that being said, it's really comforting knowing that we have a system in place and we're able to look at that system whenever there's an issue.
yes.
And thank you for developing and helping be a part of all of that.
Okay.
And it really, from the field standpoint, if you're out there and you're in the field and you're like, oh, I got this ID badge, it sucks. Just know that there is a reason why you're holding an ID badge that has access control, because this whole system that we've created is part of a development of fire station hardening for the entire county. So all of our fire stations will be getting the access control, the cameras. There's a whole policy put into play. It wasn't easy putting that together.
Yeah.
There is a foundation where all of this came from, and that was from cars getting broken into. Kirsten actually has an experience she can share with you regarding the cars getting broken into. What's it, Station 33?
Yes. A couple cars got broken into and yeah, I was right there when it happened and it was multiple cars, multiple things were stolen. So it was
Brings it home.
yeah, it made light duty worth it in a sense because I knew I was helping our department in the long run with something extremely important. So it kind of gave me a purpose instead of just, running errands, or, pushing mail or whatever we do on light duty. It kind of gave a purpose to it. It made it better in the field.
So if you're out there and you're like, oh, this security stuff, it's really not that big of a deal. If it didn't touch home with you and your car didn't get broken into, somebody else's did, at least respect the fact that they were a victim of these cars getting broken into. And it's a big deal. When you walk out from a shift and you ran 18, 20 calls and you're tired and ready to go home, now you gotta wait 3 hours because of investigations and everything else with PVSO. Then you gotta go take your car to get a new window put in and claim through the insurance and all that other stuff. It sucks. And the purpose of fire station hardening is to help protect you guys while you're in the field doing your job, so that way you don't have to worry about the morning when you wake up to go outside in the parking lot and find out that you've been a victim of a crime.
Yeah.
So please understand, fire station hardening is here to help everybody. And if we don't do our part, like I said in part one, we are responsible for helping police and helping out. And Kirsten's taken the time and actually come to headquarters on light duty and stayed temporarily to see it through.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the tenacity of you coming up here and doing that.
Absolutely.
So we're going to wrap it up. This is part 2, fire station hardening. Kirsten Legacki has been absolutely amazing. He's helped out throughout this entire process. And we wouldn't have it, not just with her, with Brian Walsh and the community at headquarters, but without you guys, none of this would have been possible either. Going out there and doing the field work, doing the security assessments, doing the lighting, doing the access control, everything that we put together for fire station hardening is because it's what we need. We've worked together. We've developed a process, procedures. We have a policy in place. So from here on out, we're going to continue working to strengthen our community and security for our firefighters while you guys are at work. And I really appreciate you coming in today. I know you're on shifts. You got to get back. However, just know that if there's anything that you guys need. So if you have questions, please feel free. Email those questions, fire-ID badges at pbc.gov. All right, so we'll go ahead and get those questions. And if you have any questions about the policy, FRA 207 is the policy.
Yep.
All right. Kirsten, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your time and your efforts.
Thank you.
And
Thanks for having me.
absolutely, 100%. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.